The rejection email came late at night, its subject line as cold as its message. "Thank you for your application." Unfortunately, he didn't even finish reading it. Closing his laptop, he sat back in his chair, staring at the ceiling. For a moment, it felt like all the progress he'd made, the risks, the small victories, was crumbling. Doubts began to creep in, loud and relentless. "You're not good enough. This was a mistake. You'll never make it. Why even try?" The next morning, he considered giving up. It would have been easier to return. To his old job, to the safety of routine, to the life he had known. But then he remembered why he started. He wasn't chasing success for the sake of achievement. He was chasing a life that felt meaningful. And that kind of life wasn't built by giving up at the first sign of failure. Setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's a rejection letter, a failed project, or simply losing momentum, we've all faced moments where it feels like the universe is pushing back. But here's the truth. Setbacks they're a test of your resilience. His story is a reminder that progress isn't always a straight line, and perseverance is what makes the difference. He decided to approach the setback not as a failure, but as an opportunity to grow. Here's how he stayed the course. The first step was shifting his mindset. He asked himself, "What can I learn from this? What part of this is within my control?" Instead of focusing on what went wrong, he analyzed the situation objectively. Was it his lack of experience, his interview skills, or simply a matter of timing? Identifying the root of the issue gave him clarity and a path forward. He wrote down 3 takeaways from the experience. Revise the resume to better highlight his transferable skills. Practice interview questions related to the role. Reach out to the interviewer for feedback. By reframing the setback as a learning opportunity, he turned it into fuel for improvement rather than a reason to quit. Next, he built a daily routine to keep himself grounded and focused. Each morning, he spent 10 minutes writing about his goals, challenges, and what he was grateful for. This simple practice helped him stay connected to his why. Whether it was a short walk or a 15-minute workout, moving his body gave him the energy and mental clarity to face the day. He committed to taking 1 step toward his goal every day, no matter how small. Whether it was sending an email, researching a topic, or practicing a skill, these small actions created momentum. This routine became his anchor, reminding him that progress wasn't about perfection, it was about persistence. He also realized he couldn't do it alone. He reached out to friends who had experienced similar challenges, asking for advice and encouragement. Their stories of resilience reminded him that setbacks were a natural part of any journey. One friend shared how she faced rejection 12 times before landing her dream job. Another reminded him of the progress he had already made, pointing out how far he'd come since the start of his journey. These conversations gave him the strength to keep going, knowing he wasn't alone. Instead of waiting for a major breakthrough, he began celebrating small victories along the way. Completing an online course, he treated himself to his favorite coffee. Getting a callback interview, he shared the news with a supportive friend. These small celebrations reminded him that progress was happening, even if it didn't always feel like it. He came to see setbacks not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. Each rejection, each failure, each challenge was teaching him something valuable. Instead of fearing setbacks, he began to welcome them as opportunities to grow. One of his favorite quotes became his mantra: "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." With this mindset, he started applying for roles he once thought were out of reach. He approached each opportunity with a mix of humility and determination, knowing that every no brought him closer to a yes. What's a setback you faced recently, and how did you overcome it? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could inspire someone else to keep going. Setbacks are part of the process, but they're not the end of your journey. In the next video, we'll explore how to build a vision for your future and turn those setbacks into stepping stones toward a life you love.